trying to change different numbers and try and get a single number.
We've given you our details. It's a bit of give both ways, isn't it?
Well, no, you have to give me your details.
Yes.
It's part of your code of practice, okay? I do not.
Right, okay. Okay, bear me 2 seconds.
Okay.
Then.
Original footage is credited to Deplored or not Deplored. Please visit and subscribe to their channel for the full video.
Police officers working in there.
If you're a police officer, could you produce your warrant card
No,
and your
I'm just out
shoulder
on my
number?
lunch at the minute.
Makes no difference. You've approached me. You said you're a police officer.
Oh, right.
Okay. And
just
it
wondering why
is
you're
in your
filming
code
the
of practice that
station.
if you're in plain clothes and you say that you're a police officer, that you produce your warrant card.
Someone to come down and speak to you.
So are you refusing to get your warrant card?
No, I
out?
don't have my warrant card on me because I'm out on lunch.
Okay, so in other words, at this moment in time, you are not an actual police officer because you do not have your warrant card on you. So to come up to a member of the public and say you're a police officer and you don't have your warrant card, impersonating a police officer outright full on. So that's what I said. You can't just walk up to someone and say you're a police officer and not have your warrant card and you're in plain clothes like this. So what a joke. An absolute joke. So you can see there that we've got
Today's audit takes place outside Hatfield Police Station and escalates almost immediately when a plainclothes officer approaches without presenting identification. Within seconds, a core procedural issue emerges. Under UK policing standards, plainclothes officers are generally expected to produce a warrant card when identifying themselves and exercising police powers. Failure to do so can undermine the legitimacy of the encounter. The interaction quickly raises questions about compliance with professional standards and whether the officer is properly asserting lawful authority. Let's examine how the exchange unfolds.
What an absolute joker to tell me you're a police officer and then you can't produce a warrant card. Yeah, it's a bit sus as far as I'm concerned. So I'm just going to carry on doing what I'm doing, and you can see that definitely looks like it's been hit quite a few times. So and that top part, so that looks quite battered. So you can see there where it's been hit and hit. So I'd like to see the state of the vehicles from it. I've still got this woman here impersonating an officer by saying that she's an officer and yet can't produce anything. So absolute joke. I couldn't believe, guys, that I was there all of what, 30 seconds. That's all I was here for, and literally absolutely just jumped on it, which is fine. As I said, I've got no problem. I'll engage, I'll communicate, but you can't approach me, tell me you're a police officer and then not have any identification on you. So until they've actually got that identification and they're holding the Queen's warrant, as far as I'm concerned, they're not a police officer.
The auditor's position appears legally grounded. In most circumstances, a plainclothes officer who does not display a warrant card cannot effectively assert police powers. The allegation of impersonation may sound forceful, but the legal question is straightforward. Was authority claimed without proof? The officer's abrupt withdrawal suggests recognition that the challenge regarding identification was valid.
So, and that's how crazy it becomes. But these two here, completely impersonating. And it was this blonde one here, was the one that actually said it. So, she's now trying to change different numbers. Can't get a single number. Well, I may have to go and use the phone with disconnection to get through, because that's what members of the public have to do. So I might have to go and use the famous yellow phone. You can see all what I did was I walked from there to there, and then from there literally to here, and that's exactly what I did. So, and it was this one here.
Come out and speak to the gentleman. Thank you.
Observe how rapidly the situation shifts from lawful filming to confrontation. The auditor remains composed while documenting visible property damage, an activity that is ordinarily lawful in a public setting. The reference to the yellow phone underscores a perceived asymmetry. Members of the public must navigate formal complaint channels, while officers may approach citizens directly. That imbalance becomes a recurring theme throughout the encounter.
So could you actually tell me then why you approached me and told me you were a police officer and you didn't have your warrant card?
Police station. I don't have my warrant card, so I've just gone out on lunch. So this nice gentleman's going to come and speak to you.
Yeah, but you shouldn't say you're a police officer unless you got your warrant card with you. So if you haven't got your warrant card, could you at least give me your shoulder number?
We just stopped this gentleman just filming outside. I don't have my warrant card. We're literally on lunch. So I just wanted an officer to come down and speak to him. Okay, thank you.
I'm good.
Yeah, how are you doing?
Yeah, not too bad.
I just asked why.
Thanks, Sean.
Well, first of all, could you identify yourself properly for
Yeah,
me,
my
please?
name's Jack Laycock. I'm PCSI at Hatfield, Nick.
Sorry, say that again.
My name's Jack Laycock.
Yep.
I'm a PCSI from Hatfield Police Station.
You're a
My wa-
PCSO?
Yeah, my warrant
Okay.
number is 6736.
No worries. Cool.
Hi, you alright?
Good morning. How are you?
You okay there?
Not too bad.
What are you doing here today?
Well, could you identify yourself first,
Yeah,
please?
sure. I'm PC Woods from Hertfordshire Police.
No worries.
My warrant number's 1850. Is that what you needed to know, yeah?
Yep, that's it.
Just ask what you're doing here today.
Well, I'm filming.
Filming, ask what?
Whatever I can see.
Yeah? Is there a reason though?
Because I wish to.
Sorry?
Because I
You
wish
just to, yeah?
Yep.
Right, okay. And what are you intending to do with the videos?
Whatever I wish.
Yeah? Would you happy to give us your details?
Nope.
No? Okay, fine. Okay. Are you from the area?
What does that have to do
I'm
with
just
it?
asking if you know the area very well.
That's
you got an
ir-
interest in police stations or
That's
police
irrelevant.
vehicles?
Yep, I film whatever I can see.
Right, okay, that's fine, you're entitled to,
Yep.
but you've got to understand the climate we're in at the moment.
What climate's that?
Obviously, with risk to police officers, potentially to do with terrorism and anything like that, we've got concerns if anyone's filming a police
Okay,
station.
and
okay,
then-
just for people's safety.
And then
not
what
your
you,
causes-
but then what you then got to remember, okay, is the reason why people film the police, okay, is for people's safety from the police.
Proper identification procedures are eventually followed. Both officers provide names and identification numbers in accordance with standard practice. The legal baseline is clear. Filming in public spaces is generally lawful. The officers acknowledge this, but continue requesting details that typically require reasonable suspicion to compel. Without that threshold, such questioning remains voluntary.
Of course, and as I say, people are well entitled to do that. I've got no issues with you doing it, but we obviously got our concerns like you've got your concerns, yeah?
Yep.
And that's why we're here, alright? So that's why I'm asking, okay? We've all got concerns. from both sides of the story, haven't we?
Yep.
You probably understand that. And that's why we need to know
Yep.
who you are,
But,
so there's no
well, you
concerns to
don't,
us.
you don't need to know who I am.
It would
okay.
help us massively.
No,
so then we can.
It will help you because you want to run my details through your system, okay? But I don't need to give you any information because I've broken no law and I've committed no crime.
No, but we've given you our details. It's a bit of give both ways, isn't it?
Well, no, you have to give me your details.
Yes.
It's part of your code of practice, okay? I do not.
Right. Okay. Okay. Bear me 2 seconds.
Okay.
Then. That's fine.
And have you got your body camera on?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I do
Can
have
you
a
tell me why you didn't tell me?
Because he's literally just flicked it on the news to
Okay.
me.
Right. No worries.
Okay.
Okay. And is it standard practice that you actually wear football colours when you're actually on duty?
Well, it's the team I like. I've not been told otherwise.
Makes no difference. You're on duty.
Okay.
Okay. And if you actually read what your code of ethics is, okay, stuff like that should not be worn.
Okay, and if I get told otherwise, I'll take it off.
Okay.
You wait for a minute.
Yeah,
I was going to make a phone call.
The discussion turns to terrorism powers, invoking terrorism legislation, particularly stop and search authorities under Section 43 of the Terrorism Act 2000, requires specific, articulable reasonable suspicion. General references to the security climate are insufficient. The auditor characterizes this as an attempt to retroactively justify scrutiny rather than a response to identifiable risk factors.
PTSO's come out in football colours now. What a joke. Absolute joke. So what made you want to become a PCSO then?
The area I grew up in. Want to give back to the community.
So would you be looking at becoming a PC?
I will be becoming a PC.
Okay. And so what do you feel by becoming a PC that you can actually do then for the public?
Well, with being a PCSO, you've got limited powers, don't you?
Yep.
So I want to go to that next step, where I'll be going to more jobs, be able to help more people.
Okay, so once you become an actual PC then, would you say then that you would actually uphold and abide by what the actual law is?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, well then I have a question for you. Okay, when you got somebody that's doing a completely lawful activity standing on public property, okay, and you approach them, it's like your colleague there who is a PC, now you didn't mention it, okay, he mentioned terrorism and under the current climate, okay, that's got absolutely nothing to do with me doing a completely lawful activity.
No.
Okay, and that's something that should not have been said. Okay. So
that's him explaining his reason for being here.
No, it's a police station and it's where officers are.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's why I'm saying to you, if you are going to become an actual PC, okay, the only thing I'd say to you is when you do engage with members of the public.
The issue of football colours may appear trivial, but it touches on broader expectations of neutrality and professional presentation. Police dress codes typically emphasize impartiality while on duty. Although not inherently unlawful, visible affiliation can affect public perception. The PCSO's stated ambition to become a constable adds additional context to the exchange and the discussion of professional standards.
Okay, don't jump to conclusions, just talk to them normally.
Of course,
okay, whether or not you got your concerns or not, okay, those are your concerns. The big question is, have they broken the law, yes or no?
Oh, I agree.
Okay, and that's what I'm saying. So people just have to be careful on the way that they engage with people. And if you do become a PC, good luck to you. And it's like, we need a police force.
Yep.
We want a police force, but we want one that actually upholds the law properly and serves and protects the public.
Absolutely.
So, and as I said, I do wish you all the best if you do become one.
Thank you.
Okay, but the only thing I'd actually ask as a member of the public is please just uphold the law, okay, and do the right thing.
Absolutely.
your name Matthew by any chance?
What's that got to do
I'm
with it?
just asking. Yes or no?
No.
No? No? Okay, fine. Fine. Matthew Ingram, is that your name?
Matthew Ingram?
No?
No.
No. Okay, fine. You got his picture, yeah?
Yeah, I've got.
Yeah?
Okay, just remember, okay, I will be requesting a copy of that.
Off the body worn.
Okay, yep, okay.
For what reason? You need to give us your details then.
No, I do not need to give you
So
my
how
details.
are you going to get a copy of
Okay,
it?
I will actually get that.
Oh, will you?
Yes, I
How
will.
are we going to send it to you or get you a
Okay,
copy?
because I will actually request it online.
This segment reflects constructive engagement. The conversation shifts from confrontation to dialogue, with the auditor explaining lawful filming and expectations around police interaction. The tone here contrasts sharply with the earlier escalation. Measured communication on both sides proves more effective than adversarial posturing.
Okay. And all what I need to give is an actual email address. That's it.
It won't be sent to you that way. It's not a secure way to send it.
I only have to give my email address to actually give
leave
it,
you to it, sir.
and
Okay?
I can
Have a
actually
good day.
give whatever name I wish.
Okay.
So, whoever they were looking for, it was someone called Matthew Ingram, okay, and I think that they were going to try and say there's a warrant out, and yeah, but you can tell that the PCSO, he was actually quite chill, but then you can see that the actual PC, yeah, he wanted to take that further. So he wanted to take that a lot further. So what I'll do is I'll take a walk round the front and I will see what's what round the front. So let us know what you think. And I know for some of you may sort of criticise to do with me sort of saying all the best to that young lad if he becomes an actual PC. But I think, as we all know, we all need a police force, but we want an actual police force that actually upholds the law and serves and protects the actual members of the public.
The reference of Matthew Ingram raises concerns about potential warrant phishing. Absent individualized suspicion tied to the person being questioned, probing for unrelated matters can exceed the lawful scope of an interaction. Regarding body-worn video, the auditor correctly notes that footage requests typically require only basic contact information, such as an email address, through the appropriate subject access request process.
So when we look at the whole bigger picture, if he does, okay, then great. If he doesn't, then he will become another tyrant, and those are the people then that we have to get out. So that's the magistrate's court then. I think their food van's here. And then that's the actual court, I believe, as well. So yeah, that's the court and the police station that's here. So there's quite a few people in there, so I won't go in. And there's your defib. So I think all in all, I think that's got to be most probably one of my quickest that I've ever had from when I've started filming.
As filming continues near the magistrate's court, The interaction remains calm. The contrast between the initial response and the later peaceful recording is notable. Public buildings are generally permissible to film from publicly accessible areas. The auditor demonstrates restraint when members of the public are present, balancing consideration with the exercise of lawful rights.
I just said, as you saying, all right down, but I just crossed the road, boom, boom, and that was it. So, more soft parking. We've got so much parking. So I take it this gate is no longer in use for whatever reason. So most probably one of them's most probably twatted it.
This audit reinforces three principal themes. Officers in plain clothes should carry and present warrant cards when exercising authority, no informal exceptions. Terrorism-related stop powers require specific reasonable suspicion, not broad or generalized concerns. Professional standards, identification, neutrality of appearance, and respectful engagement are essential to maintaining public trust. A rapid police response to activity near a station may reflect institutional sensitivity, but expediency does not excuse procedural shortcuts. If you've encountered similar identification issues, share your experience below. Subscribe for further analysis of public accountability and lawful police interaction. This content is educational in nature and not a substitute for formal legal advice. Always verify applicable local law.